one stab them in a row, feed themselves Pongo line right into Kenny. It's definitely a plan.
He's given himself a chance. He has given himself a chance to pull off this play. I mean, if they have to come in and hunt for him as well. This is the problem with watching knife rounds. It's just like, oh, he tried.
I think that was a brave effort. I kind of like that.
But it seems like we should be having Envy start off on the T side. They are an excellent T side Inferno team. They can always find a way. They're like that B rush, bum rush onto the site sort of play is just brutal.
For me, I'm wondering now that MBK is calling if things are going to change up here, but the classic happy call for this map whenever Envy are coming up short is to group up in the second mid, throw constellation of smokes towards Archway, and then just try and wrap around the A-bomb side. And it works so often, even when people know it's coming, because everybody knows those smokes. They're still like, yeah, still going to work anyway. So we'll see if the Danes still have it in them. I mean, not a lot of sleep. Tough game, the last map against Titan. They had to battle back to sort of overtake them and just win 16-14. Then they lose 16-14 on the first map here and go into playing in Inferno. You've got to wonder how much more energy they have if this goes into a really tough game.
Well, you have to wonder if they're going to be able to dodge the usual trap, which is you are the team who should win the first map. You throw that away, 30 rounds, it's close, you fight tooth and nail, and then you can't get your head into the second map. You don't manage to recover from that first map where you keep thinking, we should have won that, we should have won that, why did it happen again, god damn it, but you never get to focus on the second map where the action is happening. And we've seen it happen time and time again. So that's the main trap that I'm looking at questionable right now, and they need to dodge it. They need to figure out, okay, the first map never happened. Now we're just going to 2-0 these guys, and that's it, right? Because we're dominant, we're the best. You know, that's all that's going to happen. That's the main trap that they have to figure out. You know, solution for right now is how to just get their heads in the game here for the second map, and that's what a championship-winning team does. Fnatic, Envy, they've all been there, they've all done it. Now it's up to Question Mark to show us that they're capable as well.
We are going to see as we go into the second map of the second game here today, and also the second day of StarSeries. Apex just watching for a bit, and we've got MBK in-game leading, and also with 2 flashbangs and a smoke setting up the corner there, trying to see if they get a little bit of damage in. They do drop him down to 70 health, but so far Question Mark has been on point with the pistols.
They have, exactly, and well, I mean, we saw Envy get wrecked on Mirage against the pistols. Cajun goes for the repeat. He knows the second man is through. Bit of information there to play off of. Question Mark, man, though, they're just now rotating an extra man into CT towards the A site. It took them long enough, but now Cajun from the pit, he's picking up one. Dupree looking for a frag of his own, not going to find one. Instead, it's Kenny taking out Device, and this could get nasty. Apex goes leaping through, and the blender is there. Dupree, Cajun, they go wrecking, but then, of course, it's NBK who comes right back, and now it's a 2-on-2. Bomb getting planted by NBK. And now the question is, can Envy hold?
What's this? Everybody's tied in that one corner, it seems. Smoke goes off in towards the pit, but Happy's instantly up and over, trying to see if he can spot anybody coming through. Bomb has only just been planted, and there's not a kit picked up. It might be dropped in the pit somewhere. I think that's a big problem, actually. Question Mark trying to get in here. MBK, he's still alive inside. Finally going to go down, but that bomb is planted in a decent position. Happy down here with the Glock in hand. He's going to go for it. Sip, and he gets the kill. And I think he's going to have just enough time for the defuse as well. Gets the double kill. What a scary round there. The problem, or the big problem really was that...
Anders, he's not going to have time.
Yeah, I think he has
does?
Just has it. Like, I think the problem is, because Question Mark want to play that round in a way that you see they take a really forward angle looking into second mid. They pop off a shot, they fall back to the next corner, they pop off a shot, they keep falling back, but they don't kill anyone until they're actually on the site. They're practically in the pit. That's when the fight starts. And the Glocks, they have such a big advantage at that range. They've got more bullets, and you can just keep clicking. You don't have to do like slow tapping or anything, just go wild with them. So that was a bit scary there for Question Mark. Probably a round that they should have lost, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I'm quite surprised actually to see Happy. It's one of the rare times he loses a clutch situation, because he decides to go for the burst, and point blank, somehow basically a bullet in each of the bursts missed, because Zipnik survives with like 12 HP. An additional bullet would have done the trick. And somehow, well, it goes Question Mark's way this time. And so Envy not going to go for a Force Buy, interestingly enough. They just go for P250s, Deagle. They're going to be looking to get the rifles in the next round. Sometimes we do see Envy, you know, go for a Force Buy off of a bomb plant. You know, they're so good with Tech 9s that they'll just go Tech 9 armor, get full nades, and then YOLO onto a site somewhere. And question mark, they're playing as if that, you know, that's a risk that could actually happen here because they have, I mean, 2 rifles, but then they have 2 P90s, which could be good against a Tech 9 rush, and then a single, you know, SMG, you know, I guess like air quotes SMG on device with the UMP.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm actually a bit surprised. Envy haven't gone for the armor. You know, they put the bomb down and everything, so they might buy in the upcoming round, but...
Yeah, that's usually what you'll see. I mean, you will see them do that quite often. But they don't have a single smoke, so this is really going to be tough to get onto the site. It's all down to the headshots at this point.
Oh, Device picking up a kill and then falling back to the B-bomb site where the rest of Envy are coming through. And this time, they are kind of running into the grinder there. Carrigan picking up a good triple with the P90 and kind of around where you kind of want Envy just pick up 1 kill just for the sake of it, like 1 or 2 just for the sake of it. But they couldn't really connect and yeah, that was it. But just for the fun of it, imagine if Device loses that fight in Archway. Then suddenly the people holding B now have to split there. I mean, that could have actually been like a fun scenario.
Yeah, but then, you know, again, it's like those pistols, long range, Zipnix's position, like they were playing far back on the B side. I don't think it would have been like a huge thing. It would have just turned into a shooting gallery. But what's interesting here is that they decide to hold on to 3 SMGs, question mark. I mean, P90s are good, granted. I suppose just because the strategy is, you know, an aggressive take of Banana, smoke at the bottom, then you can sit behind there. Behind that smoke. This brings back like old memories of like Existence doing the same thing. P90 right behind the smoke in Banana. If you come through that smoke, P90 is going to Shrek you. So, you know, it is a viable strat. But they do decide to back off in the end, question mark. And they're playing fairly passively across the map at this point.
Well, flash in for a bit of mid control here. Still very early in the round, so doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to try and go for an A hit. They could easily back it up. The only thing that might indicate that it will be is the 2 people in apartments there. We'll see if they're going to keep them around. If they go Arch, there's a good setup here with Carrigan P90 on 1, and then Dupree, I think actually, yeah, no, sorry, Carrigan 1. So they've got a bit of a crossfire here. Device, the other player, sorry, and he's looking for the opening. Now they're wrapping into the A-bomb site. 50 seconds, and Cajun looking for the shot. Dupree's going to get the first one down in pit. Still playing is Cajun, and he's looking for a little bit more. He's going to go down to Happy, though. Didn't get the timing quite right, and inside the bomb site, in a lot of trouble is Device, but he lands a headshot on 1. Apex will take him out, and now it's a 1-on-1.
And the bomb is dropped in the open. This all comes down to reaction time here. Apex, he's not able to get close enough, but he turns away from the flash. No opportunity there. Zipnix, one interesting thing is he does have an incendiary, so he can use that to try and clear an angle. We'll see if he swaps to it now. See if he can't get one behind the boxes, but he's decided to play it safe in case Apex pushes him, in case Apex decides to go on the offense. Apex, however, thinking that it's going to wrap around short. He's still playing a safe position, but there we go. Into the back corner, and Apex hits the headshot. Zipnix not able to come through, and the first buy round will be a success for Envy. Even with just 1 man surviving, that's good enough.
Yes, absolutely good enough, and it looked really confusing. I mean, I think Cajun in that position, initially he just wants to stay safe, but he ends up not being able to help either his teammate coming in from library or the person playing inside the bomb site. And then if he could have at least won the fight against Happy, but when he doesn't do that, he actually doesn't do much at all. Yeah. So that was just a little bit confusing. Question mark, still able to buy here, but not with a lot of smoke. So if Envy play this round slowly, then the Danes are going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Just run down that clock, that's all. Yeah. I mean, this also plays into it. I mean, the round time change and everything, like, you have more time to work with, so question mark are going to feel the heat as far as the nades are concerned. And they are trying to hold on to them as long as possible at this point. Zipnik still got that smoke, but he's got it equipped right now. It's going to go out, so there's one of them. And now it's just a full A execute, it looks like. They're just trying to wrap onto this site so quickly here, Envy. Smoke's going down to block off Library. They've successfully blocked off Arch as well, and they're going to charge right through their own smoke. Dupree having to fall back to the site.
Well, good shot from Dupree, but Kenny with a really good follow-up on Carrigan and Dupree. There's too many targets there. Cajun down in the pit, he can't help out. Sipnik's coming up with a P90. Actually, Cajun somehow picking up a kill. He's very low on health, and he should be going down any second. And there's a shot. It's the UMP from NBK to pick it up. And Device, he's going to try and go for it. It seems he's actually moving in while Happy's up in apartments, and NBK is down in the bomb site here. I'm not sure if this is worth it for Device. Chances of him being able to do this is very, very low.
Yeah, and look how, I mean, MBK, not even taking a really big risk. He's not committing to a fight. Literally, it's a small risk going for the shoulder peek. Device is fast enough to hit that shot, but Device decides to back off, play it safe, and the tables have turned here. Now it's actually Device who's having to back off and save the guns. What we saw in Mirage from Envy on CT side, where they were constantly going off to save rifles just because they knew it was just too tall a task to go for the retake. Now it's Device who's finding himself on that side.
And just to point out, that strat that I sort of tried to intro with is exactly what they did. The smokes from second mid into Archway, it's just classic Envy. They love doing it, and they win an enormous amount around with this one strat. And what is strange about it is that on other maps, teams have figured out how to see the smokes and then play against it. And on Inferno, it seems like most teams don't. I mean, on a train, when you see the sort of wall of smoke strat coming into the A-bomb side, everybody knows how to play against that now. This has been going on for much longer than train has even been played. So you'd think at some point someone would try and come up with like a reasonable way of stratting against it.
It all comes down to the subtle details at that point, right? I mean, Kerrigan decided to push through the arch smoke, and it's as simple as one guy hanging back, making sure that you catch that backstabber, and there you go, right? Question mark, not able to get the risk to pay off. Well, now Device, he's going to get smoked off. It's Dupree here on the B site, who's not really going to be able to get too much done. He's got the P250, but he can't really find any damage. And it's going to be a free bomb plant here for Envy on the B site. Happy, making sure that he holds off that rotation as long as possible here in mid. And he's just going to remain in nuisance.
Well, AWP on Device being saved from the previous round, and they just kind of need to continue to do that at this point. Round not really going to be too exciting here for Question Mark. Envy, on the other hand, not losing a single person just yet, and probably gonna well, they will extend their lead to 3-2 here. So very, very good start to the terror side of Inferno for them.
You could see a little bit of a trap here for Device if he wanted to try and camp that rifle that Happy just dropped. It seems like he wants to try and see if anybody's going to be wrapping onto that A site. But Envy right now, they shouldn't be concerned by this. They've got, Kenny with an op, no problem. They've got 2 rifles picked up, and then NBK, he can even keep running with the UMP if he wants. It's not a bad SMG up close. Does the most armor pen out of all the SMGs, if I'm not mistaken. So this is, this is Envy just getting off to a fantastic start in this first half. You'd think, okay, question mark, right? They get the pistol. If they survive that first hump, they survive the pistol. Envy don't go for a force buy. If they just survive the rifle buy, it's fantastic for the Danes. They're going to really be able to just take off. But now Envy have really got them with their backs to the wall. Question mark now, if they lose this round right here, it's almost end game. It's like it's just end of days kind of territory where Envy are going to have so many rounds on T side.
Yeah, it'll get really, really rough from them. No doubt about that. Then we're looking at like 6-2 or something like that before Question Mark can realistically get back in with like really good buys. And again, it's so important on Inferno, especially with the increased round time. Like you really do need smokes and Molotovs and everything else. Sort of like a light buy that might have been okay on a different map. On Inferno is going to punish you really hard unless you want to play a different game, which not many teams have tried. I mean, no one says you have to play this way on Inferno. It's just that everyone seems to do it. But maybe maybe try and just switch it up a bit. Until now, a little bit more to the mid left. So Molotov went out. That was the last one, and now we've got 2 smokes left for a combined. If they both go up, it'd be like 35 seconds, something like that. It's going to be Dupree being traded early on there for Apex. So still a good return from NBK. Finally switching out the UMP.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's like, thanks, Apex. I saved, $2,700. Didn't have to actually buy one after all. Just wait for one of you guys to get picked off. NBK, though, has been doing a fantastic job just following up behind Apex or just going in as the entry fragger himself, as we saw in Mirage, and he continues to do so here on Inferno.
I feel like there should be question marks around. If they push into B right now with this kind of setup that's here, and they don't, they're actually going to fall back with 20 seconds left. They put up the smokes pretending like they were. Device and Cajun holding into Cajun down in that pit. Let's see if he can do better than last time, because he's been a little bit absent here. Nice shot. He hits one on Kiyoshima as well. Does more damage. He doesn't have to fight anymore. Just wait for backup to come in. There's only 9 seconds. There's the shot on the bomb carrier. Now the rest of Envy can't really continue to fight. Happy going to fall away there. So, yeah, that was a decent defense. I mean, if they hit the shot on Cajun, they probably at least get the bomb down.
Yeah.
If not, then it's kind of hard to make it through with that little time left.
If they hit the shot on Cajun, then it's just Device, but then they can plant default, or they can plant in the safe corner on short at that point, because they know nobody's waiting in mid. They've removed the guy from pit. Can't really bang into that corner with an AWP, so it's pretty much, that would have been the done deal there. But Cajun, he played it perfectly, and, well, Envy, kind of surprising to see them running out of time. This isn't usually the case for this team. This case usually finishes their rounds within, the first 30 seconds. So there's the attempt at a shot here from Device. He decides to go for that peek aggressively into mid, but he gets fended off by Kenny S. No AWP for Kenny. But so far, oh no. NBK through the smoke, finds the headshot on Device.
That looks so casual as well. Well, they're going to try and just make sure that the rifles here get as far away from Envy as possible. Dupree now holding a corner instead. That was actually hilarious. It's going to be the 7th round here, and good start obviously for Envy. And question mark, they They won that last round, but they need more time to build up a real economy. They can't afford to take a loss right now. And Envy, with the men advantage, looks like they're going to try and brute force this A bomb side once again. And why not?
Oh, Apex, man. Apex just walking in there slowly, surprising. No flash, no nothing. Just kind of, you know, ambling in there, and he gets punished. So, interesting decision there made by him. They do decide to swap back to the rifle, though, Dupree. He's dropped that AWP. He got his kill out of it, and that's just fine. Now it is going to be the push straight up short this time. Envy trying to change it up, but Cajun up on the balcony. He does get returned on very quickly, and Kenny with the double entry frag. He takes out Cajun and Dupree, 2 headshots, and just like that, it's becoming an almost impossible situation here for Question Mark. Unless they can get a kill very quickly, if they can find Kenny, who's low, take out NBK Happy, anybody, they need to get a kill immediately, but it's just not going to happen. Envy aren't going to be that generous. Back off, save the guns.
Could you walk me through? I'm trying to think of a reasonable sort of scenario in which it makes sense for Cajun. I think he spent maybe 11 bullets, something getting that first kill.
Yeah.
So he's still got plenty left, right? He's got 19 bullets after that M4A4.
Yeah.
And then he pulls out a grenade. Now, the kill he gets is in the guy who's in the bomb site. Almost always when that push comes through, someone's going to be pushing apartments. Now, never mind that he got killed by another person coming in the quad, but once he pulls out the grenade, he's got to realize that there's a 80% chance that someone's going to be running in front of him instead. I understand the logic that if he gets that grenade off, he can get into pit, get into a really good position. They'll be flashed, and it'll all be sort of cool. But the risk versus reward for doing that, if he had no bullets, and the question was, do I reload or do I try and flash and buy time? Then maybe the flashbang makes sense. But I think that was a big slip up. That if he hadn't done that, he could have, potentially got a second kill instead, and
taking the fight with Kenny.
Yeah, taking the fight with Kenny. Yeah.
I'm curious to see how he's going to change up how he's holding though, because now he's given away that he likes to use pillar, and he's given away that he likes to be up on the balcony, and so those are 2 spots that Envy are going to make a mental check on when they try and push up short. Now they're just going to say, okay, check those spots. Cajun, nope, not there, right? Or if he's there, they're going to be pre-aiming. So this is turning into that mind game. Basically, that game within a game where Cajun has to come up. Nice jump by Apex there, but yeah, where Cajun has to come up with an interesting combination play.
Holding still 3 on the A bomb site and 2 over at B. We got a little bit left here, but Envy is keeping that CT economy very, very low. It looks like the timing is now. Sip here by the fountain, missing a lot of shots early on. I think he thought they'd keep running. Now he's in a really awkward spot here. NBK gonna get the kill. Now returning only 1 person inside and carrying, and he can't do more than that. The Molotov here doing some damage to the device. In fact, he's got the 5-7 out, and he's not gonna be able to connect here. So great entry coming in, and even Happy already out and hunting.
Yeah, Happy knows. He knows, he hears the steps. He's like, peekaboo! And he doesn't get the... Okay, finally. He takes out Dupree. Looked like he was going to miss it up there for a second. He does get caught by Cajun, but still, that's confirmation for his teammates, and now they know, and Apex is never going to let Cajun live. A little bit of spray control. Murderer, Apex! Let the last one live. Have mercy. He does.
That was, so you could see that the flashes went in and everything, and Sip had a timing in his head where he thought, they'll keep running, and I will just sort of spray right over this wall, and they all stopped right beforehand, so instead he just wasted a couple of bullets, and when they then kept pushing, he had actually taken a little bit less favorable angle, and everything just got a bit weird from there on out.
He was like half a second off with everything there. His incendiary was late as well. They were already through into pool by the time that incendiary goes down. He actually did more damage to device with that incendiary than he did to Envy, I think. So,
probably. Probably.
Little unfortunate how that planned out. Now we got the push. A nice headshot there onto NBK. That's going to ring his bells. Kerrigan will be pleased with that P250. Zipnik's hoping to get lucky through the smoke. Not going to happen. He loses his teammate. And, well, Envy now back-to-back B-site pushes after attempting, the second round when they tried to YOLO in. It didn't work. They haven't really come back to the B-site since. Now they hit it twice in a row. And they're just putting Question Mark on notice. They don't want to become too predictable. So the fact that now Question Mark are going to have to start worrying about the B-site as well as the A-site, it's just going to keep Question Mark honest.
Not a lot that they could do right now. Device, knife in hand. Is he gonna go for it?
Oh.
Yeah, if you could have found MBK, it would have been good, but doesn't quite work out. That's now 6-3, and Envy doubling the round score of Question Mark, and they're off to a very, very strong start here on Inferno. This is gonna be tough. This is the kind of start that Question Mark had on the terrorist side of Mirage, and it's
Yeah.
and you know, but on Inferno it's even worse. I mean, I think Inferno, I would say, could be even more of a CT-sided map if you play it right. So
Envyus aren't a team that throw away leads like this. You know, it's not like question mark where there's always that in the back of your head, like, are they going to throw it, right? You know, like, it's just not there for Envy. If they get a lead like this is the kind of snowball match that they were talking about earlier, where it's just like, actually, we just choked you out. We're a championship team. You know, we're a champion. We're a major winning team here. You know, we don't throw away leads like this. So that's also something now that has to come into question mark's head, where it's just like, okay, guys, we are so far behind. What the hell can we do now to stop this from happening? Because it's just looking inevitable at this point.
And I mean, again, the fatigue combined with the general frustration of losing that first map, and you know, how much more before there's sort of a full-fledged breakdown on the question mark side is what we're wondering at this point here. They have gone for a buy, and again, it involves almost no flashes or smokes or anything. It's more than a minute, and they've got 2 left. And in spite of that, they're insisting on playing sort of very, very far back right. Which again, I'm sort of wondering if it's worth it. They should probably try and pop flash their way in and try and see if they could catch Envy setting up.
A flash on short right now would be fantastic. They do have the setup for it as well. The one thing is, I don't think Cajun has it. Oh, man, he's just barely going to make it out of dodge. Kerrigan, he's in a hail of bullets, but he's just going to get through. Down to 2 HP. Talk about a lucky break there. Happy did manage to bring it back by taking out Dupree, though. So a fair trade. 4 on 4. Still some nades left on Envy. And they're trying to find that headshot on Cajun, but they just aren't going to get lucky enough for it. Instead, it's going to be that B push eventually here. Happy left all by his lonesome over here on long. That's how it's supposed to go as they push onto the B site. Happy takes out one, and it's just Keo doing work over here on the B site. Oh, what a shot. Zipmix walks right into his crosshairs. And well, 20 seconds left. Bomb gets planted, and it's just not getting any easier here for the Danes. Question mark. They just cannot stop struggling.
They're playing a...
This is where Happy's like, shh, it's all right. Shh.
They're just playing like a very stunted defense over at this B-bomb side. Like, all the timings are off completely. Zip holding that fountain, but Kerrigan is not in a position to draw any significant attention away. Also because he was on 2 health, but I mean, still, it's yeah, it's just all a little bit messy right now.
Yeah, it's certainly yeah, it's just Kerrigan can't even get through.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, when they try to shoot Kerrigan, when the position that Sip is in, he can't do anything, right? He's not there to then back up Kerrigan. They're never in a position where both people could shoot at one terrorist at the same time. So then the only option is for every person on the CT side to win their fights, and that's obviously not happening. So it's not looking too good. Definitely not.
Yeah, now we get the eco. Dupree's got the deagle, though, and my hopes always get high when I see Dupree with the deagle. I mean, we saw it on Mirage, dude. He was just hitting headshots left and right, banging them out. So, I mean, if he can hit that kind of level again here, he might be the man to turn it around here for question mark. At least for now, it's very patient from Envy. They know the situation. They know that question mark can't have much money, and so we see a very passive play. We see anti-rush nades going out from them. Like 1 HE left on Kenny, but the rest of them chuck them out the top banana, top mid. Just make sure that if question mark are going to go for a Hail Mary kind of play with their pistols, they're going to eat a bunch of shrapnel to the face. And now, well, Envy then just sit back and wait. So both teams playing this in a pretty solid way. They both have solid strategies when it comes to this anti-eco situation.
Just a Cajun in the pit. And unlike previously when I've been a little bit critical here of his pit play, this time, don't think there's a lot that he can do. We can't really fault him for, not defending against 5 people to 5-7. That'd be impressive if he did, though. Gonna get the first kill in. Some good damage, actually. This time, I mean, admirable effort put in by Cajun.
Yeah, and, well, Keo gets to be the lurker this time. So he gets to hang out bottom mid, farm up a couple frags. Kerrigan, what's up, bro? Want to say hi? Say hello to my little friend. And now it's the AK. If he'd have done that with the Tech 9, it would have been good, but okay, never mind.
Device been found as well. Let's try and see if he can make it out. 8 and 3 to sum up.
Yeah, right. 8 and 3 T-side Inferno. Anders, I think there's a term for this kind of situation. You want to know what it is?
One that we can use on stream as well?
Yeah, dude, totally. And it's like healthy for the environment and everything, right? It's called getting dumpstered.
All right. Yeah, that's accurate right now.
I mean, we need the final score. It's not over. I mean, I know we're kind of getting on the hype train here for Envy just because they have such a huge lead, but it's never over until somebody hits 16.
You hear that beep, beep, and it's not the bomb, it's actually the garbage truck, backing up and taking question mark out of here. Kenny is already taking out Device. I mean, another round that they have to win, but they are off to a very, very bad start. Device, one of the best players, and a player that's actually, I think, historically very good on Inferno. Has like some good angles, and he's even able to play sort of fairly aggressively with the AWP on this map. It's one of his like strengths. But he's already out of the round, and Kenny, some of the glory days of Kenny, like when Kenny was the ultimate guard, was probably on Inferno 2 with the AWP on both sides of the map. So
basically,
why not? Let's bring it back.
It was to the point where it was like old Get Right from Nip, right? Where it's just like you weren't playing against Nip, you were playing against Get Right. Yeah. And Kenny hit that level where it's just like you're not playing against Titan, you're playing against Kenny, and he just scares the living bejesus out of you. Now we actually have a round on our hands, however. The only issue here is that Kenny actually has the bomb. So there was a situation here where Question Mark could have won if they could have kept, dropped the bomb carrier. But the fact that Kenny has the bomb now is going to make it really tricky here for Question Mark. Now they just have to, I mean, they're going for a bit of a catch-all approach, which is Zipnik's over towards B and the one guy on A site.
So Kenny improvised a smoke towards that B bomb site, and it was obviously jump scripted as well. I kind of wish I could have seen where it landed, just to know if Zipnik's was ever going to see it and think, wait a minute, is he pushing B? Well, they're going to walk right in here, and Kenny looking for the flicker. Carrion should get the kill, and he will. It is possible, especially from that cart, to throw a whole manner of smokes that land pretty much everywhere in B. So it could definitely be done. I mean, you could see that one was just like just throw the smoke, you know? But yeah, if you're playing a 2v1, especially if you're playing a 2v1 like that, if you throw smokes in the right positions, maybe you can trick someone into moving the wrong way. So
absolutely.
Still, a good round for Question Mark overall. I mean, in the sense that they win it, and it's now 8-4.
Device has enough money for the AWP, a full buy, in fact, for Question Mark. So now's the time, Anders. 3 rounds left. Now's the time for them to get some work done. They need to bring it back to 8-7 at a minimum. An 8-7 scoreline is going to be what is necessary here. Envyus, though, they're setting up in Banana. They've got top Banana control now. We see them setting up for a standard. Standard is could be B execute, basically. Smokes going out into CT and coils. Counter flashes going out. Perfect one, in fact. Kerrigan can't peek behind it. That's such a shame. He would have slaughtered them. Instead, it's Zipnik who takes out Apex. And there we go, the crossfire attempt. Zipnik's from pool, Kerrigan from behind second oranges, and it is turning into a blender situation here for Envy. They just can't get through.
Right, and that's how it should have worked all along, and this might be the first time that we actually see it properly in play. Nobody dies from the Question Mark side. It's Sip with a triple and Kerrigan with a double, and they managed to get the angle exactly such that, okay, the first person goes in, dies to Sip. He calls out and says, spray the fountain. Next guy comes in and thinks, I'll aim at the fountain, right? That's where I just got the call from. And then Kerrigan's in the corner instead. It's very, very basic. This is not like super advanced Counter-Strike, but that's how it works mentally for Envy. Except every other time what's happened is Sip has sort of been a little bit off balance, and then they've pushed in, then Sip has been falling back, and then Kerrigan's been alone, and it's all fallen apart. So, yeah, this finally worked. 8-5.
We should see the rotation. Yep, 4th man over towards that A site. Now they're getting the correct read. Cajun, though, he can't win the duel versus NBK. Device is there with the AWP, though. He drops that bomb carrier, and now they are going to have that extra man through, but he's not going to be able to make it in time. Apex is there to take him out. Apex not with the double entry. Instead, it's Kerrigan doing big damage, along with the help of Dupree. And they're making this very expensive. A 2-on-2, now a 2-on-1 as Happy catches out Zipnik, who is rotating from the B site. So it is all on Dupree now, and he's stuck on this site. Full flash, doesn't even know where he got shot from. And that giggle says it all, dude. That giggle just said it all right there, Anders. Thank you.
Was he flashed or was he drunk? I'm not sure, because it looked like he was stumbling around that bomb site like that. A little bit too much. Tasting the local beverages.
Oh, man. Do we have a timeout called in here? We probably do. This is probably... No?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind. It's not looking any easier here for Question Mark, that's for sure.
No.
Now it's force buy again, basically.
Things have gone south here for the Question Mark team.
It could have been even worse if they hadn't had that perfect round, basically, on the B rush.
Yeah,
they didn't have that buffer money. They would have been on pistols here, and it would have been laughable.
Yeah, could have been really, really tough. 9-5, 15th round coming up. Dupree with the max 7 again. I mean, Cajun playing Apartments alone last time. This time it's Dupree. Is there any rule that says they can't put 2 people up here instead of 1? Not really, but they don't.
Nope, indeed. Instead, it's Molotovs all over the place, clearing out angles. Very meticulous work coming in here from Envy. Apex taking point. And yeah, I mean, this is what you do when you have a nade advantage. You use those nades. You abuse it. You get those Molotovs in there. You make sure you don't have to actually check those angles. and then you just walk through and take control. Full flash on the man on short, and it's just Apex. He goes around spraying, but Cajun is fast enough to get the kill, and Device is there to support him. 2 big frags coming in here for question mark, and they're grinding this push to a halt. Bomb is dropped out in the open, though, so they have to commit. They have to commit somebody here to actually pick it up. But Kenny is waiting. He's looking for that kill.
Okay, Ushima to take down 1. That's Carrigan gone, and now it's a 3-on-3. Cajun going to be dropping Happy down still. About 26 seconds on the clock here. Kyoshima, the last one left, and looking at Quad to try and see if he can make it work. He actually gets 2 kills, but Sip is in there, dropping in mid-air, and that's going to make it a 9-6 finish, favoring Envy, and yeah, quite a good half for them. That was what the first half ended as when TQM were playing on the terror side, right?
Yeah, what is happening here with this opposite day, Anders? All of a sudden, it's like, you know, every map is T-sided, in fact. They are getting rounds on the board.
I still think this is... I think you're right. I think this is too much of a lead for Envy to throw away.
All the pressure now. With I mean, it's just... again, it's this mental block, I think, that question mark are going to have to deal with. That it's just, you know, okay. Because in the back of their minds, that you know that's what's going through their heads right now is like, not again. Not again. How is this happening again? How are we doing this? Why can't we just win a game? Why can't we just, you know, close it out? Why can't we be the ones winning the 30th round? You know, that sort of situation. And so it's just an intense pressure on these guys right now to come through. They don't exactly have a fantastic scoreline to bounce back from either. But let's see. Second half begins. Envy starting with 9. If they win the pistol,
Kenny has it right. Device is better, more swag.
Damn straight, Kenny.
Well, if you've been listening, you might have picked up on the fact that we're calling him Device as well.
We don't care about the players' wishes.
It's not what we're getting paid for here, man. No, but seriously, it's been like 3 years. We can't change this. Happy, trying for a little bit of a dodge there. It's going to fall back into the pit. This is a very dangerous position. He's got NBK. Oh my god, NBK, what are you doing? 2 headshots and looking for more. Still alive, dodging back and forth, trying to see if he can get the shot. There's a 3rd headshot coming through. And he's getting a chance to reload here. Apex is gone, Happy's gone, and NBK quad headshot in the pistol round. A message has been sent, and if it weren't because they were dead, it definitely would be heard on the other side too.
Yeah, they're going to have to row it across the river Styx at this point, man. I mean, they'll get there eventually, but I think NBK made it pretty clear.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Sipnik's calling for a pause, saying it's a technical problem. I mean, it's hard to see with the tears just rolling out of your eyes. I mean, you gotta take a moment to just compose yourself. That's such a brutal way to start.
Wait a second. How many times is his PC going to crash?
A lot, apparently. I actually am not a big fan of the way that Happy's falling back in that position. I think it's really dangerous to stand in that corner because you've got so little movement. But, you know, when NBK to back you up, it's going to be fine, obviously.
Dude, this is why I see NBK as a top 5 player in the world. Just throwing it out there. Duncan, he almost rolled his eyes out of his head when he heard me say that. Or he's just like, what? You know, but I'm just, dude, NBK, there's a reason why he's on every winning French team, and there's a reason why he's just, you can put him in any position and he'll just be consistent for you. He'll be the one to get you through. I
mean, my problem with making top lists is that it's always really hard to know what you're measuring, you know?
What I'm measuring, right. In my opinion, I like, yes, fragging, but I put a lot of value on like the core players, the players that you can build a roster around. That's NBK, that's Crims. You know, it's these kinds of players that are just there to consistently deliver no matter the position you put them in. Good in the clutch, good at entry, good at everything basically. You know, like that to me is like the complete.
What I'm thinking is like you can either build like a top 20 list around stats, in which case you get like sort of a very like a sort of a result that can't be interpreted that much. You know, it is what it is. You've got the stats, and whoever has the best stats is number 1, right? So that's easy. But it probably also gives you a less accurate picture because you don't get like all the other things like you were talking about. Like, you know, is someone like a core player and like how valuable are they to the team outside of the work they do killing people and all that stuff. It probably has to be like a mix of both.
It's an impossible thing, man. It's either like you put more weight on the stats, on just like the straight frags, or you put more weight on utility, or like what they're doing behind the frags. I mean, the frags are always going to play a part. I mean, the guy, you know, you can't just say, oh yeah, well he's great for like, you know, team therapy or something, but then he like bombs out of every game. You know, that doesn't work. But I mean, MBK is just like consistent across the board.
We hadn't mentioned this yet. Or at least I haven't mentioned it yet. But one of the things that I find truly delightful about Maniac coaching is the fact that he does have like a degree in psychology. Like,
It's amazing.
I think it's child psychology, but still.
No.
Is it not?
It's business. It's like he
Oh,
is all
business
about like
psychology.
companies like business
I thought
company
he did
psychology, like
something-
how a team works. I mean, it's literally this. Like you couldn't have a better coach than Maniac because A, pro player, obviously, right? So he knows what's going on in the game, and then B, guys trained to like figure out like what's going wrong with this like combination of people. What does this team need? Okay, this guy needs a pat on the back, but this guy needs to be yelled at. But this guy, he's like he's got a doctorate in this, or I don't know if it's a doctorate. I think he has a master's. But like, come on, man! Like you couldn't have a better coach. It's amazing that they've actually managed to get this guy on board.
Yeah, when Kenny's been baited by Happy for like the 100th time, and he's
More like NBK has been like having to boost you do realize that if you watch how
give him,
NB play, like NBK, yeah.
they give him like like a painting with like the ink on it, like Rorschach thing.
And you just see Happy everyone.
Yeah,
It's
he's
like
Happy in everyone. It's like, I'm seeing Happy in a burning car.
Happy just flashed me. Happy just baited me around a corner. Happy didn't follow through for what I tried to entry for him. Like, yeah, okay. I know we give a lot, like Happy. I mean, MSL right now. It's just like Happy deserves top 4. I'm like, no, sorry, MSL.
We talk about baiting so much, right? But YNK had the best definition of what it is to bait, because I pointed out that it's like a really thin line between baiting and really good teamwork, right?
Right.
And YNK said, yeah, the difference is it's really good teamwork when it works, and baiting is when it fails. I was like, yeah, sounds about right. So it's not bad. We've got 4 Deagles. Of course, Kerrigan having to be the odd man out and not buying a Deagle, which is clearly where they're going to fail around. I mean, you can't just have like one guy shorting the whole team like that.
At least get a Tech 9, Kerrigan. At least get a Tech 9. I mean, what's that smoke going to do for you, really? Really? You're obviously going to go B, because look at this play. Sick. Dupree snuck his way through CT. Happy has no idea. Oh, this could be beautiful. This could be at the moment that gets question mark rolling. Happy, there it is. Dupree gets the shot, and Happy's just like, where the hell did this come from?
Yeah, what is this now? NBK's in the back corner here, and staying alive is paramount at this point. He's going to have to get at least a couple of kills, but he has to live for a long time. Kenny also takes one down through the smoke, and NBK even shooting while he turns around. Just go in the corner, Nathan. It'll be fine. And Device engaged in the left here, and they're going to get the kill, but now Device in the corner all alone, 1-on-3. And this round is working out just fine for Envy. They kind of line up here, but Device is going to be going down, and that's pretty much the end of it. Kenny with a triple kill. Nice rotation in from him. So in spite of a good start and a good, a good little piece of infiltration work there. What is this music? What are they doing?
It's like this new industrial funk stuff. Like, it's like music, and then there's a band song going on in the background. Like, meh. Yeah, guys, they're currently building the stadium right now. It looks sick. You guys are all going to see it tomorrow, but it really does look awesome in here. Can't wait to see.
Testing the audio.
Yeah, testing the audio. Yeah, good times.
Industrial funk. A genre of music yet to be invented, which hopefully never will be.
I mean, some people play the musical saw. Now we're in the modern age. We don't use bows and saws anymore. No. Electricity, man, power. How many RPM you get out of that saw? That's what's up. Oh well, Dupree also getting quite a good value out of that P250. $300. Hey, what's up, Kenny? Thanks for the M4. And now once again he sneaks into the back line.
Well, a little bit awkward, but 6-11. I don't know. I mean, it's these kind of rounds. This one and the last one that question mark need to win in order to even stand any chance of beating Envy here. It's going to have to be a slight miracle for them to bring it back. Dupree, well, he's doing a pretty good job right now with the double kill. Q down in the pit. The backup is coming in. Device taking that kill. Dupree going to go down happy. He can't really stop the bomb plant. He's also being distracted a bit by all the bullets landing in the side of his face. And NBK, well, he's alone in a 1-on-3. And he's just got a pistol here, so might as well try and go for it, I suppose.
SMA Chanders. I have no idea how you go for a force buy with Deegs, Kevlar, nades, the whole kit and caboodle, and then you hard eco and win. Sometimes.
Yeah, I can't explain it either, but I mean,
it's again. Well, they've clearly identified a big lack here in the Envyus defense, which is this lack of attention paid to Arch. Like this long Arch area. That's twice now that Dupree's managed to sneak through completely undetected. So you know, as we come to this realization, Star Series, cue the epic music.
Yeah.
That the defense has been cracked. Dupree has made it through, and he is the key to question mark coming back in this match. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment the Danes have all been waiting for. We're going to go into a hard eco win.
I really hope people can hear the epic
I do
music
too,
in the
really,
background.
because otherwise I'm just making an ass out of myself. I mean, I usually do that pretty well, regardless of music or not, but, you know.
Well, smoke on to the top mid here. It's a Nova shotgun on Kyoshima, and whenever someone plays Nova shotgun, I always kind of wish they win, just because it's so much fun, isn't it? But it's only a 4-round lead here for Envy. A lot of fire up there, and MBK, I mean, he gets dropped very low. Kiyoshima's here. One. Oh, he's not going to get the second one. Dupree was there right behind with the AK. Still sends a message, doesn't it? Apex is going to win the fight in the middle against Carrigan, but instead of falling back, he sort of runs right in and gets down by Device, and now the bomb is going to be planted in that A-bomb side in a couple of seconds if they can just make it off the balcony. NBK very low on health from that early Molotov and trying to stay alive in the middle.
Yeah, he's going to be frustrated about that for sure. If he had just a little bit more HP, he might have been able to challenge there, get something done. Instead, it's question mark succeeding in getting a bomb plant here on the A site, and they are going to be wrapping around through quad, through short here, Envy. NBK leading the way. He's low on HP. He's going to get that info. Now they know. Graveyard, one man playing from here, but it's just not going to be enough. I mean, they need to hit the headshots immediately, and they aren't able to get that key kill. If they could get the guy in Graveyard, maybe they commit, Envy. But now it just makes more sense to back off, hold on to their guns. And, well, they might get a parting shot. Yeah, nicely done there by Happy. Good lurk up in apartments. He's able to pick off one of those players. And a second one from Kenny. If Happy survives this round, this is huge. And he will. Wow. They actually make this so expensive for question mark. If 3 players live for question mark, that's perfectly fine. But now it's pretty much a force buy for across the board for these guys.
It also, I mean, in some sort of like, almost sort of like torturous way here, it also means the Danish team never get like any chance to celebrate, right? Even when they're winning, they have to be like, I guess we won the round, guys. You know, everyone's dead.
Maybe that's the key, though, Anders, right? You know, maybe that's the key. Is that as soon as you start believing you're going to win, then it's impossible, right? You're like, hey, guys, this could actually happen. And then you start taking it seriously, and you lose. If question mark keep thinking, nah, man, we can't do this, you know? The garbage, the dumpster, it's our home. We can't leave our home. It's scary out there in the real world winning tournaments. Nah, man, nah, we're gonna stay here. You know, if they keep thinking like that, then question mark, maybe they can actually do this and we can get map 3.
Hiroshima has an auto shotgun, and I'm still a big fan of it. I say go for it. It's now 11-8, and we're in the 20th round here. Second map, first one went to Envy in a very, very tight game. 16-14 went all 30 maps, and this one has the making of a game that could be, because if Envy never get their economy up and rolling, if they keep making these buys, they're certainly allowing question mark to get a little bit closer, right? That's the one thing. They did that a lot on the CT side of Mirage as well, and we were sort of criticizing them a little bit for that. We'll see if they continue to do it here.
You know what's better than a pump action shotgun, though, Anders?
Tell me.
It's an auto shotty, baby. That's right. Kio's like, well, I got 1 kill last time. If I didn't have to reload, I could have got 2. Well, guess what? Come through apartments. Oh, no. Zipnix, what are you doing? That's not part of the plan. Apex, though, he's not going to make it out alive. Again, Apex, just the one, but then Dupree, good positioning here from question mark there. I mean, they're getting these trade frags. Apex is doing the best that he can, but then, boom, there's always somebody there from question mark to take him right back. Maintain the advantage here for the Danes. And so this has got to be the moment where Envy are like, okay, fine. We'll eco, you know? Stop it while you're ahead, Envy.
Happy, still doing a good job of just getting the exit kills here, allowing NVK potentially to go and pick up a rifle as well. So, yeah, it looks like they'll both be making it out just fine. So, 11-9 and 2 members of Envy surviving with rifles.
This worries me, Anders. They're just close enough to go for another force buy. If they save 2 rifles,
Oh, I'm
they're
not
going
even,
for the force. They're gonna do it, dude.
Yeah, of course they will. I would even be like slightly surprised if they didn't at this point, just because.
Oh no, we have like the slow. Look at this dramatic pause. The making us wait. Is it gonna happen? Is it? No. Wait, no. Restraint? Envy, are you feel? Somebody go take their temperature. Tactical pause. Oh yeah, we got a tactical pause coming out. Okay. So Envy. We can see, yeah, state of their money. They're just going to, okay, cool. So they are going for a quasi-buy. They're going to play off the 2 AKs and then just invest maybe, Kevlar, a couple flashes, something like that, just basically to even the money out and get a full buy in the next round. Perhaps Kenny getting that up. That would be nice.
You notice how how the CTs have that axe on their back, like just the tiny hand axe.
I don't know if that's a hand axe or if that's one of those like trench digging tools, right? You know, or are we?
It's just like this is not the military.
Well, you know, what's fun is well, what's fun? I mean, what's absolutely horrible is, you know, like World War I stuff like that trench. You know, where they just turned those spades, sharpened the edge, and turned it into a battle axe, basically.
Well, there's a bunch of videos on the internet. I think it's like Chinese military shovels are like that. They have like 100 different functions. Like you can lock them in as well, so you can tie a rope to them and use them to like climb over a wall. They got like all kinds of functions. Very cool. Google it, Chinese military shovel, and you'll get like some fun stuff there.
That's pretty sick.
But I think, you know, playing in like an urban environment, you're not going to be digging that many trenches really. Maybe doing some gardening once the battle is over, but
A lot of flowers around.
yeah, I mean I think that's a bit the close. I think it's an axe. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's an axe.
That's the question, though, Anders. When are we getting a battle axe? You know.
That's what I'm thinking. Well, I specifically didn't say battle axe. I thought like just like, you know, like a little hand axe. You know, like tomahawk, just to.
You don't want to go the way of TF2.
Oh, please not. Please not.
Well, I mean, hey, man, we might have cosmetic gloves soon.
Frying pans and guitars and no.
How sick would that be?
Well, 11-9, 21st round is up, and question mark having won 3 rounds in a row are showing us that, you know, maybe not all of the jokes we've been making about them are accurate.
Oh, that is so sick. That is clever stuff. They're like, Happy, we know you like to play CT. Guess what, bro? We've prepared something for you. If Happy didn't manage to dodge the first nade, or most of the first nade damage, he would have been tagged into oblivion there.
Yeah, it could have been ugly, but even then, I mean, half HP, if the smoke goes up here, and he has to try and, like, shoot through the smoke, then it's still going to be a little bit awkward for him. And MBK and Happy are actually both here with the rifles. Cajun looking down the side of the cart. They're pushing up. Oh, this could be very bad. NBK goes down. Happy very nearly out of it. 3 health left, but that's one of the rifles gone, and the other one could be soon to follow.
That smoke gave it all away. Question mark, they know there's only 2 players over on the A site now. That smoke, they were about to commit to the B site knowing Happy was alone, or he should be alone over there. And that smoke gave it all away from CT, and the instant rotation now from question mark towards that A site. They're going to pummel the defense here, Anders. Kenny, I mean, is anybody here with a rifle? It doesn't look like it. This is going to get nasty.
What's that Molotov? It bounced back on them. Sit here, missing the shot. Apex coming into it. They're going to get the second one. The bomb is there, and they can't even push forward. And now Cajun now alone in a 1-on-3, spraying through the box. 15 seconds left, and he's going to have to go for a quad kill. He goes for the bomb plant. He'll have time to put it down as well, but this is a really bad turn of events here for the Danish side. This should be an easy win for them. Cajun goes down. Kenny with a nice strafe out, and they're going to win the round. And honestly, like, they threw 2 Molotovs. Both should have gone into pit, but one of them bounced back. Yeah. And suddenly, their team, instead of pushing as one unit, it gets zoned out, and everything gets so chaotic after that. That was just really weird.
You have to give it to Apex as well. Up close to the 5-7 like that. 2 kills from him.
I think it's only possible to do that because of the Molotov, because otherwise, when he jumps up on the box, there are 3 people waiting on the other side for him. But he was allowed to, like, fight them, essentially the 2 first, one at a time.
The world conspires against question mark is basically what's going on.
No, they're conspiring against themselves. That's the stupid part. Well, they've got money for AKs and Envy. They're at 12-9. This is definitely awful, but it's also kind of funny.
This is heartbreaking. Well, if they lose because of this, if they lose because Envy managed to pull off a force buy, or not even a force buy, a quasi buy into a win.
Well, it would have been the same old story, wouldn't it?
It would be the same old story.
Kind of how they won Mirage as well.
It would be the same old story, right? Because what, they had 8-7 on Mirage? Was that not right? Yeah, that was. Or was it 9-6?
I think it was even. No, it was probably 8-7.
How does it become all mishmashed? Molly, whatever. Let's figure it. I think that word doesn't mean what I think it means. Whatever. Kenny's gonna start it off by taking out Kerrigan and Dupree. No, Kenny actually missing the shot there, surprisingly enough. Flash is there to buy just a little bit of time for him. Device eats some nade damage as well, so he's gonna have to be a little bit careful.
Smoke goes up over at the B-bomb site, and that's where the bomb's heading as well. Only one person, that's Dupree. He's done such a good job. And he's going to go down to Happy anyway, so previously he did a good job of infiltrating Archway. This time, not quite going to be working out. Now they need some incredible entry frags here to make this work. Happy underhand flash through NBK in the back lines as well. Happy will be going down, but NBK is still back here, staying alive. 30 seconds left, and he goes down to Device. They're low on health right now. Sipnik's on 12, and maybe Cage is going to have to try and see if he can clutch it again. He's going to get the one kill in. Bomb is finally down, and it's a 2-on-2.
But they have two angles of attack here. Very low Zipnix. He does spot out Apex, just tags him up a little bit, not the end of the world. There's the flash, setting it up for Keo to push in, but he faces two players. Cajun is there to hold the line, and Cajun, this could be his big moment. He's got 3 kills, and he could get a 4th here as Apex is focused on construction. He's going to get right up on top of Cajun. Hits that timing. No, Cajun with the quad. Locks it down for Question Mark, and that is a huge round here for Question Mark to just give them some confidence. State of the economy can't be too good here for Envy either.
No.
So again, they find themselves in this awkward spot where it's just like, what do we do, guys? They just don't, they refuse to give up.
I've been enjoying sort of criticizing Cajun here, but I've got to say that he has been stepping it up in some big moments as well. I mean,
Yeah,
he's got
this
19
match,
kills. Yeah, definitely a very. I mean, and when they were playing against Titan too, he was having a good time. So.
Man, this is big here from Envy as well, man. They just showed no fear. They refuse to just go for the full eco. They go for the force again. So 3 guys with pistols. I mean, they have a good nade count. That's the one thing that's working for them. But right now, at least, it is just. And we might have a pause coming up unless Zonic can get back in for the next round. That is, but man, this is so tense. Initial flashes going through. Happy there to hold the CT angle. And you have to admire the Question Mark as well. Like the fact that Happy was there to stop Dupree. Dupree communicates that instantly to his teammates, who then just instantly push onto the B side because they know it's usually Happy over there holding on the B side. If he's not there, it means there's one guy left.
Yeah.
And so they just pounce on that information. That was really well done there by Question Mark. You have to give him that. They showed no fear. They went straight onto the site based off the info that Dupree gave to them. That's the kind of play that they really need to go for. Like just, okay, have that confidence to react instantly off the information given. No hesitation.
Oh, Kenny with the deagle, and this is a very good angle. He's not aiming straight up against the wall. He's a little bit out, but he ducked right under Dupree. If he hadn't ducked, he probably would have been shot in the face. That chicken ate a grenade in the meantime, and now Kiyoshima flashing himself in, close with the 5-7, not going to make it work. Apex with a nice headshot, but it's just nowhere near enough here. The bomb side is lost, and I don't know, Happy should probably save this rifle, and NBK, maybe even the armor.
Yeah. I'm thinking the same. Although NBK is, look at this. This is a little awkward. Peekaboo. NBK actually gets that kill. Oh, he needs that shot. He gets the headshot on Device. Double headshot. Oh, now he has an AK, and now Envy are just like, well, do we go for this or not, actually? Hold on.
I think if they had a kit and they were just like a little bit closer, maybe they would have thought about it, but that lack of a kit makes it very tricky. But still, it's the damage being pushed up. We talked about this before, and Happy picking up another kill. Sipnik's taking a fight, and initially coming out with a headshot there, so yeah, he's going to survive, and so will NBK, obviously. But again, this is demoralizing. They're playing a 2-on-4, and only one person survives, even if they're in the round.
I mean, yeah, the number of times that they've just died as a team, nearly the whole team getting wiped out, it is very, I mean, it's cause for concern. And so, yeah, so that's how NBK just like snuck by. As Cajun got to the bench, he just sneaks in, and yeah, we are pretty sure.
So funny as well, isn't it? You look at Happy there, and he looks concerned a little bit. The fact is, he looks like that every time. It doesn't matter how much they're winning. Happy still has the exact same face, the same expression all the time.
Yeah, he is one of those guys actually.
Yeah.
Who does kind of just like hides his game well.
Yeah, some players you really can like read their body language and see that they're like. I think actually almost all of Question Mark are like that. You can see when they're down. But Happy's perpetually like that.
Somebody's going to make one of those pictures where it's just like, all the different emotions, and it's just like one picture the entire way through. Like, happy, excited, sad, depressed.
Yeah. Well, he does play poker, doesn't he, as well? Or is that only NBK?
No, that's NBK who's like the poker maniac.
I thought maybe
Happy plays roulette, dude.
Roulette, all right.
Kind of explains a lot.
It actually does. Kenny playing on the corner of Little Pit and looking for an opening here. This time it's not a deagle, but a P250 instead. Just walk in and do a little bit of damage to Carrigan, but they seem to be wrapping around this A bomb site. There is a stack of 4 people here, and they don't even have armor on the Envy side. It's going to be a quick death for Kiyoshima. Apex to follow. Happy coming in with a C said. He only gets 1, so swift movement, good coordination from Question Mark, and Envy not really being allowed to get any early shots in either. So NBK So with the AK here, bottom of mid, and looking for some sort of damage.
Yeah, now he's stuck. He has to stand his ground. They're going to be able to buy again in this round here, so it's not the end of the world. And now I think we're going to have the tactical pause coming out from Envy. They haven't used it yet.
No, because it was a technical thing first time around, right?
Yeah. I haven't used it yet.
20 kills on Apex, 20 on Cajun.
I think Envy also might be getting even here with question mark, where it's just like question mark keep taking pauses, right? You know, oh, the guy's PC. Yeah. Just to mess with him just a little bit.
Game is tied, Semler.
I know it is, Anders.
It's 12-12. If I was just joining now, just forgetting about the history of what they've played so far, and someone tell me who's in the lead right now, I'd still say Envy. You know,
I would as well. I would as well. But they need to start hitting some shots here. They need to start locking down these sites. And now they have a buy. They're limited on the nades though, which is not going to help. So that's one of the main issues. Now there's the banana control from question mark. Get to the top. Smoke goes down. That comes in from short though, so they should still both have the smokes on the B site. Yes, they do. So they'll be able to buy a little bit more time in. And question mark, they realize that as well. Okay, that smoke came in from the other side of the map. So now we could perhaps start rotating over there, apply some pressure, try and force out some more nades. But so far, so good as far as question mark are concerned. They've gotten control of one side of the map. Now they need to start focusing on the other. And they do have Zipnix making his way towards apartments with the help of Dupree as well.
The read right now for Envy, and you got to wonder if they want to push behind this because they're bringing in 3 people. They've tried this once before when they only had 2 AKs and it failed quite badly. This time, the spray transfer from Device almost able to drop Happy as well, but Kenny picking up a kill on Dupree means Envy still come out on top. Now, the question is, if they push A right now, could they kill the guy in pit and actually get this bomb down over at Archery?
Kenny's going to ruin him. There it is. They were not expecting him to have changed up. What was that shot from Kiyoshima? Oh, when he drops down and just annihilates him on short. Fast kill, but Kenny, that was a sick play from him. He wraps all the way back around, catches him in the back, and question mark, they had no idea where to look.
13-12 as well, and the money, well, for both teams, very, very poor at the moment. So you win this round, you don't quite win the game, but it's not really far off either. It's going to bring you into a really close position. Kenny's still playing very defensively, and just we talked about, like, you know, vintage Kenny on this map. I mean, he's playing way more defensively than he normally would, right? So maybe not quite the confidence they would have normally had to sort of go ham.
It's been a long time. I mean, basically since the scope nerf, really. I mean, it's just like since Kenny used to just go charging into apartments, peak second mid, you never knew where Kenny was going to be. It's like similar to JW. They had similar styles on this map where they were just insane. They line up for Kiyoshima, but this time he's not able to go for the big play. Only going to pick up the first. Flash going out, and that's going to have to force, well, Kenny to fall back. And he might be walking right into Kerrigan's welcome arms, but NBK is there to greet him. So they do manage to dodge that bullet. 3-on-3 retake here of the A site. Smoke went down fairly early as well, so they could take a little bit of pressure here on long, but instead they're going to get wrecked by Device unless they check apartments.
Well, there's the shot. NBK going down. The gun barrel showing for Kenny as he pushes in, so it's very easy for Device to pre-fire that one. And now it's all unhappy. Try to push through in a 1-on-2. That bomb is ticking inside. He's got the kid. He's got a Molotov as well, so he could zone out one player, but he's still got to worry about the pit, and I think he's realizing now that is not worth it. Has to fall back instead, and it's going to tie the scoreline the other way. So now 13-13 here. Well, Dupree's going to explode here anyway, so...
Yeah, go get the up, though. Don't leave that behind. Don't leave that behind. Get...
Not
Where was it? Where did Kenny die? Kenny died at Arch, didn't he?
No, he pushed into Boiler.
Oh, you're right, he did. I'm silly. I was thinking about the last round, of course.
But that's 13-13. The money for Envy. This is one of those things where if they force now, it's all right. They do. I think this is a big risk.
Oh yeah, dude, it is a big risk.
I mean, because it's Envy, it's hard to say you're not a fan of it because they make it work so often. But
if they win this,
for my taste, this is putting too much on one table.
I agree wholeheartedly. If they win this, Envy win the map anyways because question mark are going to be shreked on money. But they if question mark lose to another force buy from Envy, I mean they deserve to lose the series and go down into the second seed match. Because at this point, like you just need to crush through this half buy that Envy have got going. 3 guys over on the B site to start, but Envy are going to start rotating back towards that A site. Question mark, they're up mid. They've got control of apartments now. And Envy haven't seen anybody, well, they haven't pressed aggressively to try and get top banana control just yet. NBK just putting a few shots through towards one of the likely spots that question mark would be holding But so long as that smoke stands, NBK still got a smoke. He could try and go for the aggressive smoke again, but it looks like he's going to give ground. And now, yeah, we see question mark start to move through. No, Apex actually sets up with the smoke. They're just going to keep locking him out. And he spotted him. He spotted 2 guys at least there, NBK. So that's a lot of info to go off of here for Envy. It's the bluff. They're calling the bluff. Like, you're not coming to the B site. You're going to go A. Guess what? We have 4 players here. They're pushed onto short as well just to get some info. And actually, no, this is going to throw everything out of whack. Envy are now rotating back to the B site. They think this is going to be a B hit. Kerrigan is brilliant.
Yeah, he's reading this very well. This is going to be very hard for Envy to hold with just 2 people here. They need a quick kill. I think now they're realizing that something's gone horribly wrong. Library's been smoked off. Apex is still inside here with a 5-7 in hand, but he's missing a lot of bullets. Going to get the 1 kill in. Sip surviving, and Keo down in the pit. They need to take care of him quick. He's going to get the 1 kill in. Famar still in play. Pistol's out. Bomb goes down, and now it's going to be a 2-1-2. NBK close here with a 5-7, and Kerrigan, he drops, and Device all alone. He drops to Happy. They managed to get in here anyway. Question mark, they're just so slow with this push. They every time they get a battle, instead of just all committing to it, everybody just takes a deep breath and pauses and says, let's just slow down.
Wait a second here. We're getting another one? How many pauses can we have, Anders?
Well, it's because
you get 1 per half. Yeah, you get 1 per half. But
that's the one thing. Also, because half the time when they call the timeouts, they don't actually save their tactical or technical, so it's a bit confusing.
This is getting silly.
They're so slow, question mark, when they push these bomb sites. In that position, once they get the first kill on Apex inside, Kiyoshima, like, there has to be an immediate decision from the team. Do we fight Kiyoshima and then put the bomb down? Or do we ignore Kiyoshima, put the bomb down, and just let him rot in pit? But instead, they do something that's kind of in between. So, like, half the people are fighting Kiyoshima, but not really. And the other half are, like, trying to put the bomb down. It gets really confusing, right? Mm-hmm. There's that, like, lack of coordination that says, this is what the team is doing right now, everybody.
I mean, what is even more beautiful, though, I mean, this is what happens when you have just a bit more time in the round, is you get these kind of weird double bluff situations where, I mean, Envy, they made the accurate call, but then because they flash on a short push and don't see anybody, then they think, oh no, they actually are going B when they had prepped and put 4 people on A. So then it gets even better for TQM just because they catch Envy out of position. Envy are rotating, or like mid-rotation back towards B when the push actually comes onto that A site. It's just all over the place. This round, this series is, I mean, a real pleasure so far, a real nail-biter. And Zonic is just like, what did I get myself into? Can my heart take this?
I mean, I feel like a lot of the rounds that Envy win are quite like when they were playing on the CT side, on the terrorist side, are sort of well orchestrated, right? They come down to like good coordination and decent timing. Nothing too elaborate, but just like good fundamental Counter-Strike. I feel like some of these rounds that TQM, or sorry, that question mark, are losing once they're on the terrorist side here, are rounds they really shouldn't lose, you know? This one, is you're right, they managed to draw most of the people away from the A-bomb site, and they hit it in force with better weaponry. They even get like a 1-for-1 trade in the beginning, so then there's not that much left on the bomb site, and they just cannot put together a defense.
Oh, buddy. Oh! Oh, no! Question mark, they go for the force, and they eat 2 nades, 3 nades to the face. Dupree, Cajun down to sub 20 HP, man. Well, they had the anti-rush set up there, Envy, but they went for the deep nades. They threw from the back of the site. So, question mark, they're waiting bottom banana to expect, you know, in case the nades went into like the mid into the columns. But Envy are so nasty. What a sleazy trick. And well, now the push begins, and it's just going to get brutal. They go right through CT, and Happy trades positions, of course. He goes right through, and it's a slaughter. Sepnix even kills Device. They're falling apart. Question mark, they can't do it, and now it's going to be even. It's another force with no bomb plant money to go behind it.
And Envy, I mean, this is another close game with question mark, but right now they're on the brink of bringing it home here. One more round, and they will have done it. Look at the money as well on question mark.
Man,
it is not good. Definitely
Deagles,
not good.
It's going to be Deagle magic. That's what's going to get them through here. I hope they, you know, they bought Juan, you know, some Christmas presents, took him out for a good New Year's party, you know, really showed him a good time because they're going to need him now.
29th round. And Cajun is trying to find an opening over at top banana, and Happy on the other side. It's definitely a place where it could be done, but the flashbang in just, again, fundamental stuff, but it works quite well. And Happy, Smartly falling back into a safe position, doesn't want to stick around for too much longer.
dupree's got such scary aim. You just see it coming. Like he just manages to readjust nearly every time. It's so scary with that deagle. And well, now Envy, they've banked on the A side. They've got 4 players here. They're ready for this push when it comes through. Apex is there to take out dupree, so that's already going to start just crumbling. Question mark. They're going to start just feeling the pressure here. One man in Boiler spots out Apex again on short. Now Kenny's going to go hunting for him. Device does catch MBK, and they need to be careful, Envy. They cannot throw this situation away by getting too greedy, by trying to close it out. Let question mark hang themselves, and it gets even worse because now question mark are up on the B side. NBK was holding solo.
Yeah, and Sipix, as long as he stays alive back here, if he's a little bit too aggressive, and Happy will take him out, and that means they can focus on it. I really wish Sip would have held really far back then. Kenny moving close. Is he going to check the corner? He will, and takes down Carrigan. Device left alone. 4 people to kill. Otherwise, Envy are going to take the map, but they will. 2-0 question mark here. 16-13 on one, 16-14 on the other. 2 very close games. But it's Envy who walk away with the victory.
It's incredible. A 2-0 win. Envy move on to the semifinals. They skip tomorrow. They're going to go straight on to, well, the before last day, obviously. And once again, TQM, they can't keep it together.
I would say a lot more mistakes on the question mark side than we normally see from them. Like, a lot more.
It's just this mental battle that they're going through, Anders, right now. Like, this internal struggle every single time now. It's almost like it was before. It's almost as bad where it's just like, wow, where they just couldn't get over the hump, right? And then they got over the hump and they started winning, but now they're just starting to fall back into it again, where it's just like, they get ahead and they aren't able to close it. And it's this curse that they're having to deal with. I mean, they need to find a shaman or something and, I don't know, sacrifice a console. I don't know what you need to do at this point to break it.
Something definitely has to change. There's no doubt about it, because I don't know if it's a good night's sleep or if it's something else, but definitely it's got to change, and preferably before tomorrow, because otherwise it's going to get rough in that arena.
Well, Group B is the group of death as well. It's probably one of the biggest group of death we've almost ever had in CSGO. I mean, what, you've got 3 out of the top 4 in the world just chilling in one group.
It's true.
They've got Fnatic waiting for them. Like, worst case, it's Fnatic. Best case, it's Titan, and they get a rematch.
I think that would be something that the Danes would prefer right now. I mean, it used to be that they were alright with playing Fnatic, but I'm not sure anymore. Fnatic,
I don't think anybody wants to play Fnatic, honestly.
No,
apart from Envy. I mean, Envy just wrecked Fnatic earlier today. So
yeah, but even then, I mean, I still think that if there's a rematch of that, I wouldn't take those results with like too seriously. Like, transferring results from one day to the next is the biggest mistake you could do when it comes to betting and stuff like that. So, well, I think we are just about ready with the analyst desk. I look forward to seeing this one because, I mean, 2 close games. It wasn't that bad. Could have been great with a 3rd map. We'll go to a break and then we'll be back with Maniac and the rest. No, not Maniac.
Maniac is coaching, man.
He's
Maniac
coaching
is
instead.
coaching. So
Well,
it's going to be the other analyst.
It could be both plays. We could hear exactly what they want.
Apparently, that's what he was doing when it was the Fnatic Envy match. Is he would be on the analyst desk and then he would run down and coach, and then he'd run back up to be on the analyst desk. So I don't think he was doing it that this time, though. I think
we'll
he was.
say the kiss to the rest of the boys, obviously, on the desk. So take it away.